Not about to go deep with Dan.
Lark, how's it going?
Hi. Good.
Did I just turn all formal on you?
Yeah, that was very formal.
It was very formal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you for inviting me.
No, you're welcome. It's great to have you here. I know we've spoken about coming on a little bit. So as I say with every guest, I should probably stop saying that to everyone. Well, the last time we saw each other would have been acting class, right?
Oh my God, that was a long time ago.
It was a what?
Chris
Summers, was it his? It was the factory, right? But I don't think we were in Chris's class. Was it Eric Morris technique with Charles Allen? Don't remember. The American dude? The American dude?
No, it was
Chris's class. Was it? Okay, that was a long time ago.
That was,
yeah. The Chubbuck technique class.
Was it?
Yeah, Ivana Chubbuck. Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I just remember seeing you in Chris's class.
Yeah, okay. Well, that would have been, that's the only one I've done of Chris's. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
When was that? Like 5 years ago? 6 years ago?
Yeah, I would say 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, easy. Because I think the Charles Allen stuff might have been about 5s that I went in. So, yeah, it was before that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is quite a transition.
Yeah.
But,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I knew you from acting then.
Yeah.
And now you've sort of transitioned and doing writing and directing.
Yeah.
I just watched your Street No.4 film. And it's a short film.
Yeah.
We'll just put in the backstory and I'll tell you what I thought of it. Yeah. And so I really liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Yes!
I was right into it. Well, a lot of people like it by the sounds of it because it's doing really good on the festival run, right?
Yeah, it really did well. Yeah, the festivals.
So what festivals have you had it in?
So, seriously, I didn't really expect it would go well in the festivals because I didn't plan. When I was making it, I didn't plan to put in the festivals. First of all, I didn't really know how festival could help the project to get into to become a feature film.
Yeah,
because that was my whole the original purpose to make it into a feature film. So this was a proof of concept.
Okay.
And then I received some funding. Then there was a opportunity I could actually, add that money. To request for the, submission for festivals.
Yeah.
And then I received it. I was like, oh my God, okay.
Now I can enter it and show people. Right. Yeah.
So I started into the festivals and some of the big ones are Holy Shorts in LA and then LA Shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both are Academy
nominated films.
Award qualifying. Festivals.
Yeah.
And then the most recent one was the St Kilda Film Festival.
Okay, yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, at the opening night.
Yeah, and so it got screened, it got accepted, and it was screened at opening night.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So did you go down to watch it?
Yes,
you were there?
I did.
That would have been a good night for you.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I wanted to attend all of them, like even LA's. But, it costs.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, just to go over there to watch the film, you kind of want to set up a lot of other things going on there too if you're going all the way to LA, right?
Yeah, so I couldn't, attend those, festivals in LA.
Yeah.
So, it hurt me a bit. But,
yeah,
during that time, I was working on that project to, pitch materials and stuff. So,
Yeah, that's really cool. And so how was it received at St Kilda Film Festival?
Yeah, I mean, I think I scared many people. So.
Yeah.
I think
and that's what you set out to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you make a horror film and nobody gets scared. That's disappointing. So,
Well, it's a hard thing. Some people scare very easy. Some people don't, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not my normal genre of things that I float towards. But what I will say is I was in your film from the moment Street No.4 came up and it goes away, and then it's a beautiful little edit cut to, well, not even a cut, it just goes away and syncs to No.4, and you're straight into it. And from there, I was captured the whole way through and intensely watching it, like what's going to happen next, kind of thing. So for me, that's a pretty big thing for a film in general, but also for a scarier film, a suspense film, because sometimes I'm not really, I'm not easily scared per se, but I was intently into it, which was obviously the objective to get you into the character's mindset and situation and what was about to happen next, and just gripping on and seeing what happened. So
thank you so much.
I was stoked. Yeah, when it's getting someone on, you hope that their film's going to be good, right? When you watch it, And you're
I'm so glad to hear it.
You're asking me beforehand. I'm like, just save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Were you getting nervous?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I get nervous when people watch my films and
it's a natural.
Did they like it or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so that's great. So, and obviously, Street No. 4. So they layer it you layer it in the film, and 4, like the number 4, is taboo in Korea, right?
Yeah, I think I heard it's not only Korea but many Asian countries.
Yeah, okay.
So 4 sound same as death.
Okay.
In many Asian countries.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that because it said that like some like places don't even have the level 4 in the apartment buildings or anything. Which
a lot of the apartments in Korea they skip the first level.
Yeah.
Or if you see if you get on the elevator, you'll see 1, 2, 3, F, 5, 6, 7.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I have heard about that before, but with not 13 or floor 13. You know how that's obviously more of a Western thing, I believe, or wherever it's come from, obviously. But that they skip that, and sometimes room numbers and things like this. But I was quite intrigued by that one because I hadn't heard of it before. But it was very, very good. Like it was just the suspense is what got me. I didn't scare, if you know if that makes sense. It takes a bit for me to get scared like that in films. Like they have to be really dumb, but I was intently into it, ready for it. Like it was. We don't want to give I don't know how much you want to give away, but the being or whatever that is possessing that apartment or that house, the ghost was pretty freaky looking, that's for sure. I think I remember maybe seeing some stills maybe that you put up, or someone else maybe I followed that actually played that character. Maybe, I'm not sure. I felt like I had seen that image before, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. Maybe you put it up. I'm not really.
Maybe I did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, but I was like, oh yeah, when's that coming? And then boom. Yeah. I watched it a second time before, guys, just so you know, before Lark came over here. And I was looking at the time going, she's going to knock on this door any moment now. And I'm probably going to get scared at that if that was the case. Luckily, I just finished before you knocked on the door.
Okay. I could
that would have been funny.
Scared even extra.
Yeah, if you're like intently listening and then just boom, bang on the door as soon as that happened, that would be funny.
Yeah. So with that ghost character, so we had a Emma. She was the makeup artist, and then I just explained her, what the ghost has been through, and then she came up with the concept,
the look,
and then on top of that, we used the distorted mirror.
Yeah.
So yes, she looks crazy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How did you go? How did you do the distorted mirror? Yeah.
Oh, actually, it was on set.
Okay.
So it was on. So I mean, we used this house, amazing house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my friend referred someone who owns this house. Pira san. She's lovely, and I mean, the house was perfect.
It really was.
Yeah. And I was lucky to find the house.
Yeah.
Because I tried, I contacted lots of Airbnb houses that looks
similar to the feel what you want.
Yeah. Then, I was kept rejected.
Really?
From, filming.
Because you said you were going to film, Yeah.
I mean, so, we have to at least get permission.
Yeah.
To, bring all the gears and,
Indie filmmaking, you kind of.
You just do it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes. She didn't say that, guys. I did not agree to that. Yes. But, guerrilla filmmaking at its finest.
Yeah. I mean, you could scratch, I don't know, whatever. It'll be lots of people coming in. I thought, we should let them know.
Yeah, they'll wonder what you're filming in there,
Yes. And then, so the house was beautiful. And then they had this distorted mirror.
Already.
And that location. Yeah. And then I was like, when we were looking through that mirror, I was like, oh, we can use this one.
Yeah.
And then Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah.
so-
Yeah, especially like the bathroom and like the plants and everything that were outside and like the shots through, like just having that in the background kind of made the eerie feeling of everything as well, which I really liked. And the total like shot selection made that for the eerie feeling the way you did it. And obviously the actress, she's really good too.
Yeah.
What's her name, sorry?
Tonya
Okay.
Hemorrhage.
Yeah, she was very good. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm friends with her on Facebook. I think I might be, but
just add her on.
yeah, she was great. Yeah, I thought she was really good. Like I know Susan Bush, who plays the neighbor there, which is a great scene to sort of bump up the intensity of everything. The way that went, I thought that was really good as well, and it captured and it just kept. That's what the thing. It just kept going through the turns and, you know, the suspenseful nature of what is going on in this house, like from word go, from that title when it dropped to 4. And I liked also like afterwards you used the letterbox again to change the feeling. Like it went to number 4 again, and then the eerie music sort of comes in, and then it goes back to the house of, you know, the haunted nature, and that really affected me viewing it like that. So that's really good. But so I mean, so with the shot selections and things like that, did you have quite a handle on that sort of thing with your DOP, or was the DOP like just into the story and just had it sort of mapped out for you?
I mean, we worked together on it, and I had a few shots ideas, and so Shing Fung Chung, that's the DOP's name, and he actually films many of the feature film.
Okay.
In Queensland, he's very busy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yes, I was lucky for him.
You were lucky.
Working on my project. But you know, I've known him for many years, and I have asked him a few times in the past, and he's been politely rejected.
Yeah.
And this was the first time he actually said yes, and he liked that it was a horror film.
Yeah.
Dark.
Okay. Yeah.
So and working with him was really good, and he's talented. He's very talented, and I mean I sent him the shots that I had in my head, and I wanted to do some experimental things like the reflections on the pots and stuff. Yeah. And
that was cool. Yeah. I like that touch. Yeah.
So I used myself a mobile phone to, you know, take photos if it would work actually.
Yeah.
And then so I find, you know, when I come up with those ideas and they show the DPs, usually they get excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, the shot I took with my phone looks bad.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't. It was just an idea that I had. Yeah. He's the one who made it looking beautiful. But because
that's quite because I don't remember seeing that in a film before, to be honest. That kind of use of the shot of the reflection. Yeah, and it's quite surprising how clear you got the image with it bouncing back onto the camera, like the way it was there. I thought that was really good. Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah. And I bet obviously too, showing them like something that you've researched that you're like, yeah, I want this feeling. And then they kind of get a gist of where you're going with it. And then they're like, oh yeah, I know what I can do with this. Like, which is really cool. That's awesome. It was great to get him because I mean, when you're doing a film like that's the cool thing about basically a single location that you were shooting on for the majority of it really. Is it's simplistic. It's not too much logistics to be moving around, especially when you're doing a short film. That's great because it's, you know, a short film and it's, you know, what is it, 8-minute runtime roughly?
Yes.
And then, you know, to have that aspect where you don't need to move all the gear and people and locations.
Yeah. It was actually one house.
Yeah.
But we pretended it was 2 houses.
Ah, okay, right. Yeah,
it was
that was good.
house.
Yeah, okay, that worked. Yeah. It's good.
So,
a little bit of the sauce, how it's made there.
That's right.
There you go, guys. But that's very handy. And obviously that kind of film with the suspenseful nature of it, the shots really carry it through along with obviously the acting and the writing, which was done perfectly. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
What made you want to do a horror film of all things?
When I came up with this idea, I was kind of getting into horror films.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had a few years of period that I could not watch horror film at all
Okay.
because I was scared.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, like, watching it is fun actually, but then what's bad is that I can't go to the bathroom at nighttime.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and having a shower is terrifying.
Yeah.
Because you have to close eyes and you don't wanna. Yeah, but then, I think that working in the film, knowing what's going on set, I think, helped me to overcome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all fake.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then, when I get scared watching films and I want to challenge myself, I actually want to do that to other people.
Yeah, okay. You want to scare other people?
Yeah. I was
that's
like,
fair.
I was like, I want to see if I can do that.
Yeah. Because you like the feeling of being scared, or
yes, it's fun.
it's exhilarating for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you want to do that to other people.
That's right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, pay back,
Yeah.
Yeah, I got given those pleasures being scared. I want to give it,
Why? What are your favorite horror films, sort of thing?
I am James Wan's movie fan. So like Conjuring,
Yeah.
Insidious.
Yeah.
He makes really good horror films.
Yeah, I think I kind of got the feeling of now I'm forgetting the name. Patrick. Oh, he was in Aquaman. I forget. I think one of the is it the first Conjuring, or is it not the Conjuring that I'm thinking of? It's not Paranormal Activity, but it's one of those cult sort of classics that they've done quite a few of.
Is that hold on? Saw? You talking about
Maybe.
James Wan's first movie, feature film movies?
I'm not sure exactly, but it kind of had that feeling to it for me, which I was impressed with as well. I'm trying to think of what it was.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to stop this and Google it?
No, it's all right. It's all right. I could have pulled it up. But no, that's why it had a really eerie feeling to it. So I was like, I feel like you've drawn some inspiration from somewhere.
Yeah, that's James Wan.
So that's what it was for you? That was
James Wan. Yeah, James Wan movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just scared people.
So Conjuring, what else is
Conjuring, Insidious, and The Curse of La Llorona. He didn't direct this one, but he was a producer of this one.
Yeah.
And that one's really scary.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I loved it.
So, and what's I guess you don't want to give away too much. I'm trying to think of how I can ask this.
Okay.
But the little booties, obviously that's the little shoes in there. That's is that kind of a Korean doll thing? Is that something is there an ome to scariness with that, or is that just because of the inhabitants of what the ghost that was in there?
So the ghost. So we have many ghosts in Korea.
Okay.
Yeah, many different types of ghosts.
Yeah.
And it has to do with when you die, in your life.
Yeah.
And this ghost, I'm trying to think how
it's okay.
I can give this without telling too much.
Yeah.
So this type of ghost, all the ghosts, they become ghosts because they couldn't fulfill as a human what.
Yeah, what they wanted to,
Yeah. So that makes them want to stay around it until they fulfill something.
Yeah.
And then with this particular ghost, I wanted to, give one more extra element to it.
Yeah.
And then that's where the shoes come from.
Yeah. From that ghost or the child that was in the house with the ghost?
Yeah, well, that part I can't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just figuring that from what I've watched, obviously. Yeah.
Because that part will be, story in the longer form.
Oh, okay. So that for the feature, yeah. So, so that's obviously a goal of yours to still do the feature.
Yeah.
And so, you wrote this short film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you directed it.
Yeah.
So are you working on the script at the moment for the feature?
I am working on the script with Koji Sakai in L.A. He's a Japanese American. We've been working on this together.
Yeah.
Yeah. for a while.
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, good things take time. Yeah,
it's getting better.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's doing. Koji is a. He's made many feature films himself.
Well, that's great to have sort of a mentor or someone to work with and co-create.
Yeah, definitely.
Like yeah. Especially like when you're sort of new into filmmaking and writing, right? I mean, is this your first short film that you've done?
No, I made many short films. Okay. But yeah, lots of them look bad.
Hey, that's still part of it. Yeah. Trial and error,
Yeah, but I mean, some people, make the first short film and then it goes straight on top. Yeah. I'm like, wow.
I probably sat on it for a while and really fine-tuned everything. Yeah, but I mean, that's a great way to do it because, I couldn't encourage anyone more to go out there and make your own content, right? That's an awesome thing, whether you're an actor or a filmmaker, like that's what you want to do. I mean, I personally learn best hands-on and I know a lot of other people do. Is that what you found? Like making those films, you just kept getting better and learning more and progressively?
Definitely. Seriously, my first short film, it's awful. It's very embarrassing to show anyone.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. And then, the next one, I mean, like, you learn every film you make. And then the next one gets a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then the next one gets a little bit better. And I think what I did well was that I asked, I see people giving feedback as a gift.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they could just say, oh, yeah, it's good. And then just, not tell you.
Yeah. Not tell you at all. Yeah. They don't want to
they
don't want to make you feel uneasy. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. But then when they tell you something, it could actually hurt you.
Yeah.
A bit.
I mean, it could inside. And you just don't show that, right?
Yeah. But then actually, they just told you how you could make your next one better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I think it's a gift.
Yeah.
People
looking at the positives out of a negative situation, so to speak. Yeah. I mean, that's the best way to look at life in general and anything that you're pursuing, like, because it is all trial and error for the most part. It's not supposed to be perfect straight off the bat, although you want it to be, probably. No. More than likely. But yeah, I mean, you make mistakes and you learn better from it. I mean, it's always the case. I mean, how many times you do acting stuff and then you watch it later, you're like, oh, I should have done this and this. Yeah. Or if I did that role now, it'd be so much better, like it's just a natural goal of like being a perfectionist or just, the art, the discipline of acting and filmmaking is you just want to make the best thing possible. But sometimes you just got to say, well, right, we did everything we could do in that moment and this is what we've got to work with and let's try and make it the best after that in the edit and post-production and get it out there, right? Was that nerve-wracking for you when you were entering it into festivals and everything?
Oh, well, submitting is not nerve-wracking.
No, because you're just doing it by computer.
You want to watching? Yeah, that's right. You just click one.
yeah. Off to that one.
But then when it's screening, that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Sitting in the audience.
That's right.
And people watching. Yeah.
Oh, people going to judge you or
they probably will.
Actually, once this was a Port Douglas Film Festival. There were people around me. They didn't know me that made that film, but someone watched it, and then he was so upset. He was like, he was really scared. Yeah. He was scared, and I believe he doesn't watch horror films at all.
Yeah.
And then he was so upset it scared him.
Really?
And then he was like, I don't like it. And I'm like, oh, should I say I made it or
just keep the suspense going and creep up behind him and scare him?
Yeah, but I mean, it was good that he was scared.
Yeah, for sure.
But then I also felt sorry.
Yeah.
I scared him.
That's what you're trying to do. Yeah. That's amazing. That's the best feedback possible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And so you got better at obviously watching your film more times because people are funny about watching their own stuff, especially when they're in it, right? Some people won't even watch anything that they're in as well, some actors.
I think watching yourself acting is different than watching your film after you make it.
But it's also very beneficial to watch yourself acting. You know, that's how you grow once again.
That's right.
You know,
But
you
it's
look
scary
at
to
it. It can be, yeah. Once you get used to it, and then whatever things happen in life, and then you're like, oh no, I'm back to square one. I don't like watching myself again. God, I don't know how many times things like that happen with acting. Yeah. But that's really cool that you scared the hell out of someone.
But I had really good mentors working on this project. So, it was Stephen M. Irwin, the hero showrunner. Yeah, he's been giving me lots of feedback. On the project. So that was.
What is that? His movie? Is it?
Yeah, with Street No.4.
Yeah, and what was his movie? Sorry, what was the hero?
Oh, Hero. It was a TV show.
Oh, okay.
On ABC.
Hero.
HARR.
Yeah. Oh, Harrow. Yeah. Sorry. No, I got you. He said Hero, and I was like, I don't know if I've seen that one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what? So what did he have to do? Was that his?
No, he gave me lots of feedbacks on the script and then the film.
Yeah. Was he the writer of Harrow or?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And
was he director as well, or no? No, they bring different people on. Yeah. But he wrote Harrow. Okay, yeah. I did a couple of like extra gigs on that along the way. Yeah.
Actually, that show was my very first TV speaking role.
Oh, you got a speaking role in it?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
It was really small.
Yeah. Well, it still counts. Yeah. That's cool. What season was that in?
Season 1.
Season 1. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Season 1.
What were you playing in that?
I was a tech officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I think maybe I might have seen that at some point, or maybe you might have posted something up about it.
When those things happen, I post it everywhere.
Of course, everybody would. I would too.
Yeah. My first time being on TV.
Oh, yeah. Even if you get a screen grab and you're in the shot, you're going to put that up. Yeah. Come on, we all do it. Yeah. That's amazing though. That's a good little bit part to have on a show like that. Yeah. Because it ran for a while. Like it was.
It did.
What, 4 or 5 seasons, I think, maybe?
I think it went up to season 3.
3.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know there was at least 3, but it's something like that. Yeah. With Ian Gifford, right?
Yeah.
Which is, if those of you who don't know, not the original, but the one that I remember growing up, Fantastic Four. He was in that with Jessica Alba. Chris Evans was, the Flame dude. He was the professor in there. He was
I see.
Stretch. Yeah, Mr. Stretch or Captain Stretch or whatever.
Watch that one.
Oh, really? Yeah. That was one of his biggest roles, I would say. Yeah, for sure. I actually he was on San Andreas, The Rock.
Okay.
Is the lead in one of the bigger ones that The Rock was first leading once he got into like the real top tier of the box office stuff. He played The Rock's ex-wife's new husband. He's in there and he's a bit devilish. But that my first ever time on set down at the studios down the coast was on that as an extra. And I ended up standing in one scene for him in one of the final like scene of his reveal that he's still alive. And it's a big earthquake, San Andreas fault. Like that's what it's all about. And his reveal that he's still alive. Yeah, and they picked me out of like a few people to go. And even though his stand-in was there, I think he just wanted probably some time off. I don't know. But I did it. It was pretty cool though, and have all these extras looking at me like, why did they get him? It was so funny. But that's how it goes. But that was cool. But that's just a funny little tie-in from that. But okay, that's awesome to have him as a mentor then.
Yeah,
that's great.
He's very talented. I think story keeps coming up in his head. Yeah. Amazing,
Yeah. How did you link up with him? On Harrow, was it, obviously?
No. I met him after working on season 1. I met him on a networking event.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that one of the Screen Queensland ones?
That was not a Screen Queensland one. That was it was from Caroline Russo. Used to have those.
Yeah, I remember.
Events.
Yeah, I used to go. I went to 1 or 2 of those. Yeah. That was a long time ago too.
Yeah. So COVID. Yeah, I think she's done it until COVID started. Or I don't remember.
Yeah. I remember them all quite some time back. Yeah, when I first started out, I went to maybe one of those down the coast, I think, and John Jarrett was there. Because he was, I think it might have been something to do with Charlie's Farm that he was in. Was he in Charlie's Farm? He was in one of Chris Sun's does the horror films. You know Chris Sun, the writer
Oh,
director
yes,
up
yes,
the
yes, yes.
Sunshine Coast. Yeah. Charlie's
he
Farm.
lives in Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, up in
okay.
Nambour, because he had the premiere up there for it with Tara Reid and stuff like that in it. Yeah, it was quite good. But yeah, he does a lot of horror stuff. So that's cool. So what was it like? I mean, that's great to have that mentor, obviously. So, and you're doing the script. Like, how far away are you trying to?
Oh, so we've done a few drafts.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah.
But it's getting better. It's getting better. But we have the festival run was actually quite helpful for us to be connected with some producers. So things are moving. Yeah, people are interested in
that's great.
this project.
So is it still really is that still sort of formed the proof of concept for everything? So it is still that kind of exactly that genre and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, is it still based around the spooky house inhabitants? Or it is. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the proof of concept.
Okay, really is. Proof of concept. Yeah. Well, that works great. That's awesome. And so do you hope to? Are you trying? I know because you managed to secure some sort of funding for the film itself for that proof of concept.
Yeah.
Was that through Screen Queensland? Or?
Oh, not through Screen Queensland. I received it. The first one was from Logan City Council and Arts Queensland. So they have RADIF, Regional Arts Development Fund. Yeah. I think in Queensland, I believe besides Brisbane City, all the other cities have those.
Yeah.
So if anyone, if you're in the art industry, if you want fun, check out your council website.
Yeah, your local councils. Yeah, because I remember I did Hard Knock Life, which I think you spoke to Laree, right? Because I remember you contacted me about it, and then all of a sudden you guys were connected. I was like, oh, awesome, sweet, because she's obviously the best one to talk to about it. So she wrote and produced and obviously starred in that as well, that series. And they got funding from like Sunshine Coast. Like council and stuff like that. I know along the way with things. I mean, it's not a huge amount, I don't think, all the time, but anything helps when you're trying to do an independent production.
That's right.
Yeah, obviously.
This was the first one I could actually, hire people to work on.
Yeah, which is pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, that's awesome.
And then after that, we received Australia Korea Foundation.
Yeah, I saw that little emblem at the end. Yeah,
that was great because so the Australia Korea Foundation tried to help the business between Korea and Australia.
Yeah.
So I brought one of the producers of Parasite to read my script and then give me feedback. So his name is Jang Young-hwan. I met him at APSA in 2019. So that year they did Korean theme
film festival.
Award. And they brought a lot of Korean filmmakers. So I'm like, whoa, this is great.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And then he was really good. He was very kind and very humble. Very humble enough to talk to me.
That's awesome.
I was nobody. And we've been staying in contact, and he's been giving me feedback on my shorts as well.
And so was he the writer of Parasite, was he? Or
no, he was a producer.
I remember because I did see you post a picture up with him, right? I think at some point, I was like, oh, that's a good talking point. That's fantastic. And for those who don't know, Parasite won the Academy Award and would have been the first Korean maybe nominated or first one that won anyway.
Yeah, first one, foreign film, I think. Yeah. Are we correct? Should we Google?
I believe that was the thing. First one, and definitely first one that won. That's for sure. So that's an Oscar for anyone that doesn't know, or Academy Award, Parasite. So that's a great connection to have. So did you meet him before Parasite came out?
No, I met him when he came to Brisbane to receive the award.
Okay, right.
For Parasite.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you won for the film festival or something? Or?
Yeah, so APSA is a Asia Pacific Screen Award.
Oh, okay, right.
APSA. Yeah. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't know, so I can't correct you. Yeah.
Yeah, so that year they hosted in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes they do in Brisbane, sometimes they do in Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge film event.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's a great connection to make, and especially if he's given you feedback and read your script of it. Yeah, that's really cool. I never actually saw Parasite, just putting that out there. No, I haven't. It was on my list, and
I think
it just snuck
it's
by.
A streaming service. I think SBS even had it.
Yeah, quite. I remember seeing it come up a couple of times. In all honesty, I don't actually know exactly what it's about. I know it's a Korean film, but what's it about?
What's it about?
Yeah.
It's very much about the economic class, people. Yeah, I mean, for low economic society people. I'm sorry, I'm a migrant. So my English is limited. and then they working for this really rich family. There's there are lots of themes in there, like humanities, and like Big Bang, Parasite, like for other people.
Is it a drama or what?
The genre. Yeah, what's the genre? Is it
drama, like drama genre, or?
It's can it be? There's a little bit of horror theme in it, and like suspense, and definitely drama's in there. So humor in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God.
I might have to check it out.
Yeah, I think you have to edit this out.
Yeah, that's fine. This is free. Everyone knows this is how we roll in here. Just free form. Yeah, it's okay if we don't have the answs. That's how people know.
Okay.
We're just saying it off the cuff.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean that's fantastic, and I really hope I can't wait to see that eventually.
Yeah, watch it. It's a really good film.
Yeah. Oh, I mean your one. Sorry. When you get to make it, we'll steadily watch this progress, and
Thank you.
Do you hope to shoot in Australia? Obviously that's quite far off, but
no, shoot in Australia. It's set. The story is set in Queensland.
Okay.
So I want to film in Queensland.
Yeah. Is that important to you with your filmmaking?
Is that important? I'm in Queensland.
Yeah,
so, I'm just writing the story. I could picture in my head.
Yeah.
So and the when I was actually writing that story, I was picturing Logan Village, because I knew someone who was living in that area, and then I thought like, oh, this is that.
This could happen there.
Yeah. Because the houses are so, far apart each other.
Yeah.
And they have lots of those eucalyptus forest.
Yeah.
And that's where I imagined in my head when I was writing. And then actually we filmed it in Logan Village.
Okay.
So I don't know what it was, but someone helped us.
Yeah. And you thought my neighborhood was scary.
I'm not coming here. I was scared coming here. So I might write another story on you in this area.
Yeah. It's nice and quiet. It's good that way. I like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what all my friends will come here and they live in the city or whatever. Like it's only a little bit just out, but
it's not that far from the city.
No, not at all. Yeah. But it's just nice and green here. Like you hear a lot of the environment and the birds and everything like that. Animals. Yeah. I mean, it could be eerie at night, I guess, but it's nice and quiet.
At nighttime, coming here, I can't see any trees. It's dark.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's probably why it was dark. Yeah, because there's all trees. Yeah, there's all massive trees all around here.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's bats and like the cockatoos and all that sort of thing coming up. Yeah, because I got this pawpaw tree in my backyard that has fruit. So the fruit bats over here.
Pawpaw
Yeah.
Pawpaw tree?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah.
I'll show you downstairs. I
Oh,
have one that's
wow.
legit the size of your head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's about this big.
Yeah. Was it there before you moved in here? Or
Yeah. So it flourishes. And I didn't know what it was, the fruit that it was producing. My mate came around and he goes, man, look at all the pawpaw. It was really sweet fruit. And that's why the bats like it, obviously.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, there was a lot of them and they were really yellow at the time. And I was like, oh, well, if you want them, man, you can have them. So I'm like letting them grow there. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get these down. Sometimes they'll fall down on the ground because they're ripe and ready to go. And like literally the day before I was going to get them down that night, I like knew the bats were out there and they just annihilated them. Yeah, I'll still go out there now. They're green at the moment, although the big one that I got off was quite yellow. And I'm like, I'm getting that before that bat gets at it.
You must want to put something to protect.
Yeah, I thought about that as well. But
put a helmet on it.
I thought about putting netting, like protecting around there. But yeah, I got that one down and it's ripened up nicely. But the rest of them on there are very green. But yeah, he's still up there. I've seen him a few times already. And this bat's huge. The one that's up there getting it probably because he's eating that stuff. Okay. Literally, like because he opened up, like because I give him a fright when I go out there to cook on the barbie outside, and he just like opens up, and he's literally like this big. Like his wingspan is like at least that big.
So those bats come to your backyard?
Yeah, well, they come up into the tree there. Yeah. From the bigger trees that they come to. They know it's there, obviously. They can smell it in the air or what have you. You know, they're fruit bats for a reason. But I was surprised at how big this guy is that's up there getting at them now. So yeah, I'm going to have to sort him out. But yeah, because I want the pawpaw. It's supposed to be really nice, but I should try that big one. But it's so impressive. I couldn't believe how big it is because the rest of them are only like that big, but this one's huge.
So that's fresh.
It's fresh, I'll show you when we finish up. Yeah, it's quite impressive. Someone thought, I can't even remember. They thought it was a mango the other day, but it's like bigger than any mango that I've sort of seen either. Okay. So yeah, it's quite crazy. But anyway, that's the wildlife for you around in this area. So it's pretty cool. There's a snake in there the other day.
Oh,
yeah, a few months back.
In this house?
No, not in the house. Jesus Christ, don't tell me that. Touch wood. That's not happening. Don't freak. That will freak me out. You want to see me scared? If there's a snake inside, I'm going to shit myself.
Oh, I see. It's a snake.
I get spiders that big, you know, like huge, like the huntsman and stuff like that people freak out and say to the size of dinner plates. For those of you who are not from Australia that know, they do get that big. I've had, obviously the size of my hand, like go on the wall. Like I'll be sitting there watching a movie and I'll just see this thing.
Oh, wow.
Go
that
up.
Happened to you?
It happens all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's so, you know, like it's around in nature. Yeah, with the trees and everything that you can't see. But they're around. Okay. Yeah, so I had a snake in there. I've spoken about it on the podcast. But python, it was probably like 3.5 meters, maybe 4 meters long. I don't know. Wow. Yeah, just wrapped around that tree there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just chilling. It was when it got really hot there and humid. He was just out on the side of the fence doing this in the wind and the breeze, with his head.
So
it was crazy. Yeah,
it's like dancing.
Yeah. No, literally, that's what it seemed like. He had like his whole head out there just swaying in the breeze. Wow. Yeah, it was pretty impressive actually. Yeah, I thought it was cool. But
that sounds cool.
So obviously I didn't realize you had made a few films before, but I mean, I met you acting. So what's this transition? I mean, what happened? What made you want to start making films again? Are you still acting? Are you dabbling?
Yeah.
Like, what do you?
I mean, I started a film because, there were not that many acting work you could get.
Yeah. You just started,
Yeah. So and then, actually, I worked out. This might sound really rude, but
that's fine. Just say it. I'm sure we've said far worse on this podcast.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I acted in a student film, and it was really bad.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I think I could make better one than this.
Yeah.
So actually, just used my phone and then filmed, me and another guy. That was my very first short film.
Yeah. And so was it better?
It was better.
Well, that's saying something. There you go. Yeah.
It was
you
better.
were adamant about that. Yeah, it was better.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the reward was huge. People's reacting to the film I made. It was shit. I'm sorry. It was bad, but
We've sworn a few times on this podcast too. I'm surprised you beat me to it, even though it was a tame one.
Yeah, I mean, it was my first film, so it was really bad. But people actually still liked it.
Yeah.
And there were more people who wanted to work with me after that. And then each film I made, there were more people who had like equipment and things that could actually help me to make a better film.
Yeah.
Wanted to work with me. So that was huge.
Confidence booster for you?
Yeah, confidence boost. Not only confidence booster, but also like really encouraging me.
Yeah.
To I can do this. I should do this. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
and there
awesome.
are people who want to do this with me. That's so cool.
Yeah, it is a cool thing. It's the best part about the industry. I think that collaboration between artists, and like your visions and everything and what you can create together. Yeah. And that's the best part about making something like that yourself or being on set is the networking, right? And you start to make the friends and the collaborations and people that you jive with and then you get to make something together again and that's cool. But yeah, like you say, they bring their expertise and then they bring their gear and things like that and you can really start making something that's better than on your phone, right?
Yes.
Although phones are pretty damn good these days, you can make some pretty sweet stuff on it. Yeah. I mean, there's film festivals that actually are just for making them on your phone. Yeah. Which is pretty cool because everyone's got it at their fingertips. So, you'd encourage people to just try it, right? Like that's what you did. Like,
that's what I did, yes.
So yeah, I mean, that's what, you just grab it and go with it. Yeah. I mean, you can improvise. You don't even need to actually really have a script all the time either, although that can get a little loose. But
I wrote it because I had to let the other people know what I was wanting to do.
Yeah.
That's how I started, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to explain what I want, but
it's hard to sometimes, right? And you start going.
I couldn't really explain. So okay, well, I better write. Yeah, that's right. What? I don't get it. I was like, okay, hold on. I'll just write it.
Yeah. And so that started for you that way.
Yeah.
So you said did you study film as well?
So after I made a few projects and then I really could see the limits of myself. Like people still liked it, but I could see, this is far from, those high quality films that we get to see in the cinemas.
Yeah.
But then, and I was studying a lot online, but I needed someone actually, be there physically and tell me this is wrong.
Yeah.
This is how you do it kind of thing. So I entered a film school at SAE.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so you studied there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I studied there.
How long ago was that?
I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And so, obviously you're continuing with it now and pushing forward. So are you still acting at all? Or?
I am.
Yeah.
I am still acting.
Okay.
But so I'm not pursuing acting as hard as I used to.
Yeah.
So when I met you, I spent so much money.
Yeah, on training and stuff.
Yeah,
and
training and classes, and then I spent all my savings. I'm like, I can't afford to do this.
Yeah, you can go down the rabbit hole on that one.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
No,
right?
No. And sometimes, like I say, it's just better to get on set and just do the thing rather than doing those classes so much. Sometimes, obviously a lot of them have benefits and what have you. But there's a lot of workshops out there that you get pushed towards from your agent or whatever around you. And if you're naive and you don't know, you're not sure, you're just like, okay, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that. But they definitely cost a lot of money. Yeah, that's for sure. Because I think I remember in class, I think you may have, you were having a tough time with, you had an emotional thing happen, I think, in class, which happens all the time for those who don't know. In acting classes, you have an emotional breakthrough or breakdown or whatever it is. Yeah, and I do actually remember, you sort of let go a lot of stuff in that class. I think at one point it might have been to do with a lot of that stuff building up. As we do, and this is our outlet to push it out, right, or channel it, or sometimes.
I think I cried a lot in that class.
Yeah,
I was not crying because someone may punch me or something. It's a sin.
We don't condone that in class. Unless it's in the scene, which happens sometimes.
Yeah, it was a sin.
Yeah.
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 I got given lots of dramatic scenes, which I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you find that a real struggle, like with your English and everything at the start
English?
when you first started acting? Things like, did you find that was that frustrating and hard for you? Because obviously most things will be English, right?
Yeah, it's all English.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't actually, at the beginning, I didn't really know my English was bad. But, being a writer, so many
well, that would
grammar
make it
stuff.
hard, right? Or it would also school you up on how the English language rolls off your tongue, and like because you can definitely see that sometimes the way some people write. You're like, I don't think English is your first language. Like the way they script, throw together words and everything, and the sentences don't quite flow.
Yeah.
Or some people are just very illiterate with their writing. Oh, the amount of spelling mistakes that you see in scripts that you come through, you're like, oh man, how many times did you proofread this thing?
Yeah. Okay. Yes,
it's hard because it's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I talk to a lot of actors about it, and me myself as well. And it's kind of like sometimes it can be the film's got to have good substance to it. If it's got a lot of spelling mistakes, the punctuation's terrible and it's not the greatest, you're like, I don't know about this, because you wonder how professional it's going to be when it comes time to shoot it, like some of the student films and things like that. You're like, because you're putting a lot of time and energy into something. You want to make it the best you can, and obviously you learn those things as you go through in the industry, right?
That's right.
But So I think actually it seems like your English is better from when I met you.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, it was a while ago, obviously.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. It's funny that you say
But
it.
I mean, getting any role was also hard because, I don't have that Australian accent. Yeah. Yes. And back then, no, they didn't really cast. I mean, Queensland. Yeah, there was no roles back then.
Yeah.
Queensland, no one hired actors from Queensland.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still kind of a thing too. Yeah, they get a lot of, US talent or UK talent, and then like the Queenslanders or Sydney's, whoever is going to get the bit parts and things like that, right? But it's definitely changing. The landscape's changing a lot more, and there's so many talented people here. And that they encourage, obviously there's incentives now that encourage to hire people here and stuff like that. But I mean, there's so many terrific actors though, like and filmmakers and things like this. So there's, so many talented people. But yeah, it's hard like sometimes in this industry to take chances, right? Or them to take chances on you, like they really still, they go for the proven people that have, that's why you see the same people on all the TV shows or whatever. It's just constant reoccurring roles, and because they've been proven. I mean, I get it to a certain extent too, but it is great when you see them taking a punt and things like that. And like you say, with COVID and all that, there was a lot of productions coming here and still shooting. So it gave a lot of people opportunities jobs, too, with the crew. And other actors to get little bit parts that boosted their career, and now they're starting to get some bigger things, which is amazing to see. Yeah, it's cool.
COVID was great.
For that. That's about it.
That's about it.
I mean, a lot of it, some people got a break, but I know I kept working and I was doing stuff the whole time. It was just a bit nuts down at the studios, constantly getting tested every day and all those kind of things. But anyway, it's good to be on there. But so I mean, do you prefer acting? What are you sort of leaning towards now? Like you say, you're not chasing the acting quite as much as you were. You're still doing it, but
I mean, when I get auditions, I just do the auditions. It's like the chances of getting job is pretty low. For me,
still,
I'm not the best auditioner.
I think
So definitely, making film side is way better. And I can just tell what I want to tell.
And you've got more control over everything. And you're creating something yourself, right? I mean, were movies huge for you growing up? Is that what sort of spurred you into the industry, or?
I'm sorry?
Were movies really big for you growing up? Yeah, is that what made you want to get into it?
Guess what? So I mean, I love watching movies. Since I was young, and I learned English because I really didn't like reading subtitles.
I'm like,
I'm missing out looking at the scene, this beautiful shots. I want to look at it, but I have to read this.
See this, guys? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what I say to everybody. I hate subtitles. I can't. That's why I struggle to watch like foreign language films, some of it, because it's taking me out of it. I want to see the visuals. I want to be locked in.
Yeah.
And then if I got to keep going down to read what they're saying, then I'm missing the the
I
cues.
read really slow. That was some people read
Maybe
fast.
that's my problem too. I don't know.
I think because lots of my people around me, they were fine reading the subtitles. But I mean, by the time I finish reading it, it's already gone. Like
I know, I
the
can't
picture's gone.
stand it.
So yeah,
I'll sit through it on a Quentin Tarantino film. Like I watched another one the other day, Inglourious Bastards, which I've seen before several times. But they have French and like German and that, and but it's not the whole film and subtitles. And that's why I struggle, because there's so many good things coming out of foreign language, and I can't stand terrible dub overs with the English audio and things like that. And then the subtitles, like I'll tell you right now, Squid Game, you know how that was obviously pretty massive. Yeah. God, I struggled through that. I never actually ended up finishing it because it frustrated me so much.
Oh, why didn't you watch it in the dubbing?
Because it's terrible. I hate out of sync. Yeah, I'll rather read this.
I was quite surprised how good the mouth.
It was pretty bad, but it wasn't bad for what they were trying to do. I tried that. I tried to watch it with subtitles first, and then I was kind of getting the shits of that. And then I was like, okay, I'll watch it with English dub. I'm like, no, can't do that. So I went back to subtitles, and I think I
watched both.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, like I can understand Korean. So
yeah, obviously.
I just watched the original one.
Yeah.
And then my daughter wanted to watch it. She was watching it in dub, so.
She wanted to watch it. How old's your daughter?
Oh my God. Now that she watched it, I'm not going to tell you.
I know she's younger, so that's why.
She's old enough.
Yeah, okay. Jeez, that's pretty full on though.
Yeah. But all her friends were watching it.
Yeah,
so they were all talking about it.
Yeah.
She watched it.
Well, I mean, it's a huge thing for Korean television and cinema, right?
Yes.
Like to have that, and obviously Parasite, and that really boosted a lot of things. And it's it's a really different style of acting too. Like a lot of it's over the top, isn't it? Which I like and I can appreciate it. It's very good acting, a lot of them in there. It's the little over the top nature kind of takes me out a little bit sometimes as well. Like that's just me personally.
Some characters.
Yeah, some characters.
Not all of them.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it.
Like the Minya character, the curly hair.
I can't
remember. Oh, yeah, the crazy woman.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I remember the really hot model actress that got quite popular over it. The one that died. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I thought she was really good.
Yeah, she was really good.
Really
I
good.
love her intensity when she wasn't saying anything too, which sells a lot for me. And the main guy and the older fella as well. That it was really good. But I think I got to maybe the second to last episode, something like that. I got in, but I haven't quite finished it. I probably will finish it though. I should. Okay. I want to, but
I think the second season's coming.
And that's why I'll probably have to. But I like the concept of everything.
Yeah.
You know, I like the show. That's why I wanted to watch it. It was really interesting for that. Then I know they brought like a game show out on Netflix, right? That they were doing a similar thing with like a lot of different like celebrities and what have you, very similar to that. So it'll be interesting. I hope it has a good impact, the second season and things like that as well. Yeah.
Me too.
No, it's funny. I'm glad you said about the subtitles thing. I'm like, I'm not alone, thank God.
Really? Everyone else likes it?
A lot of people will watch a lot of foreign stuff that I know, my friends.
Subtitles?
Yeah.
I think they're good at reading.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe I should have read more.
Well, that actually makes a lot of sense too. I mean, I don't have any problem reading it, but they do. They are quite fast a lot of times. But I'm very visual, so I like to watch and listen, and obviously, and can tell by subtextually by what the people are doing and the emotions in their face, what's happening as well. But when you're down there reading the screen and then going up, it's harder. So,
do it twice then.
Yeah.
Watch the subtitle and then next look at the picture.
Yeah, I could do it that way. Yeah, that's funny. So and sometimes that helps though when you say you're not chasing it as hard, you're not going after it with that desperation though, right? Because that's a huge thing in the audition room and in self-tapes. It really shows when you just want things so bad. Yes. It's very detrimental sometimes to your performance and especially when it was a lot more in-person auditions as well, like they can feel it, and that kind of sets you up bad from the start, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny you bring that up. Yeah, it's a thing. So I've talked about that a lot with actors and everyone in here on the podcast. It's a huge thing because we all have it, that desperation. We just want it so bad. I mean, that's why we're in the industry and chasing it and putting all this time and energy into it. It's a huge thing, and it's a big breakthrough emotionally for yourself as well when you kind of let that go a bit more and you start to realize, and then you start to really channel things better and give better performances, and you watch your self-tapes back and you're like, oh, that was actually pretty good. Like, rather than going, oh my God, it's terrible. Which one am I going to send away? Like, looking through the takes. Are you bad at looking through the takes of your own acting?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but sometimes okay. I'm not sure what it is.
Do you want some more water, or you're
Oh, I still have water.
okay?
Thank
That's
you.
right. Just keeping you hydrated.
It's cold and nice.
I know. I like cold water. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the second thing we've got in common. I like it already. Yeah, these keep it nice and cold. Everything. Thermo. It's great. It's a huge, it's a breakthrough. So you go through stages of watching yourself and.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I do that only when I audition.
Yeah.
So I don't really. Seriously, I'm working on films constantly. I mean, creating my stuff and working with other people.
Yeah.
So I don't really have time to actually, go to acting classes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But when audition comes, I do it.
Yeah.
Then I get to watch myself. I'm like, ooh, is that what I look like?
Yeah. It's a huge thing to overcome when you first start out as well, watching yourself. It's a funny thing, but it definitely you can grow a lot from it. That's for sure. Yeah. So that sort of brings us to Mother's Table, another
Mother's Table,
project of yours. That's you guys, you can check it out on SBS.
Season 1 was on SBS.
Season 1. It's up on YouTube anyway too.
Yeah.
So season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Nice little 6.5, 7 minute episodes on there.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a bit about Mother's Table?
Yes, Mother's Table is a documentary web series. That was for BrisAsia Festival, which is hosted by Brisbane City Council.
Yep.
We made it 2022 to hold on, 2022
to 2022.
Yeah, 2022, and then 23. Each season have 3 episodes of 5 to 6, 7 minutes of episodes. We cover the restaurant owner, the Asian restaurant owners' families, stories behind their restaurants.
Yeah. It's really cool. Yeah, I love the way you do it. And it's showing like local restaurants, right? That people have come through, and one of the episodes that I watched was like an immigrant, like, a lot of it's a lot of immigrants,
many of them are
obviously.
migrants,
And it's it's interesting to hear the stories of how they get over here, because I've heard people that have come on the podcast and they've like escaped from, war-torn countries or whatever, and their families have like grown up here and built like built the family up here and build a lifestyle, and then for the kids to flourish, and do awesome things. And it's great to hear that story. Like, I watched one of the it was a cafe.
Cafe of Mai.
Yeah, that's the one with and she had the Vietnamese restaurant. At first as well. It was the daughter, but saying how her mum came over on the boat and they were like watching out for pirates, and her mum was pregnant with her at the time, and obviously they got
But they were lucky that they didn't see pirates.
But
I heard many had to face pirates.
Yeah.
And they get killed by them.
Yeah, I know.
It's really scary.
It's brutal, And I mean, she made it over here, obviously stressful situation anyway, but then you're pregnant as well, and they made it over here, and then her mum like developed the cafe as well.
They're together.
She had her own restaurant, right? The daughter, and then sort of a Vietnamese restaurant she was doing. And
so she had a restaurant, and then that didn't go well, and then she opened another one.
Yeah, with her mum.
The Cafe Mai, and then that. Huge success.
No, it seems really good. And great food. Like I was watching again. I'm lucky I just had dinner because I was getting so hungry.
That was a lot of feedback I was getting was that that show made them hungry.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You're watching people make delicious food. Yeah. But it's cool because some people aren't used to those culinary exploits. Like they aren't used to those different countries and trying new things, right? Like I know I was when I first came over here. I'm like, and there's such a wide variety of culture and foods here.
Where are you from?
New Zealand. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I see.
Accent must not be too bad these days. Yeah, I know. I get it. Don't worry. I'm just making a joke.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't even tell, if you're a British. I'm kidding. Not that bad.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, and like I got introduced, Thai food and like all these different, now I'm trying like so many different things. It's nuts and dated like different, Vietnamese chicks that showed me some of the food and stuff like that. I'm like, you'd be afraid to try it sometimes. You stick to like, we're humans at the end of the day. We stick to some things that we know we don't want to try.
That's what I noticed.
Yeah.
But like white people, I'm sorry. Can I call you white?
It's not racist. You're fine.
Racist. Yeah, I mean, I noticed lots of Caucasian people stick to one food.
Yeah. It's a thing.
But Korean people, and I think many other Asian people, they love trying new dishes and be adventurous on food. Yeah, I think there's huge differences.
It's a huge contrast. Yeah, I think it's because you grow up and your parents are only cooking the same things, and like you go to barbecues or, everyone's doing the same Aussie thing or what have you, like the same kind of cultural exploits through the food. And when you branch out, it's like, I don't know about that, and people can be stuck in their ways with things like that. I know I was like skeptical at the start. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I get friends that pushed me to go, try like Thai food and things like that. I was actually literally talking about that with my mate on the weekend. Went to a Thai place around the road that was really delicious, but he showed me Thai for the first time. And I was like, man, I remember that distinct lunch that we went to because that really opened my mind. I gave it a go. I trusted him. I'm like, let's do it.
Trusted him, And
I'm like, that was pretty nice, And then all of a sudden you try more spicier things in all different regions of the world, and trying the food that's here. And there's like, Australia is so multicultural. I mean, Brisbane here and, and Queensland and everything in general, there's so many different cultures here. So it's like different combinations of the food. And obviously sometimes it gets a bit westernized, obviously, with the way it is with the food. Like you'll go over to Thailand or somewhere else and it'll be a lot spicier. Like the hot here is probably the mild over there kind of thing with the spice. But it's great to try new things. And
so there's actually one episode we covered Tuk Tuk Restaurant and Bar. It's a Thai restaurant in Milton. Yeah, watch that episode.
I may have been there.
Oh, you have been there?
Yeah, because I saw a couple of
restaurants.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but the name rings a bell. And like, I watched another one, the Korean barbecue. Because I love Korean barbecue. Korean, Japanese, Brazilian barbecue. I've tried all of those and I love it. Yeah, I saw that on there. I was like, I got to go to that one. Because that was on season 2. I wanted to watch a couple
it was on season 2,
Yeah. What's it
all
called?
Of them.
The charcoal barbecue house. Yeah, I'm gonna go and try it. I like those guys.
I was there yesterday, actually.
Oh, really? Yes. Korean barbecue's delicious. Especially with like a group of friends and you get like the share meats going and you're cooking it on the barbecue yourself and everything. It's pretty awesome. And sometimes they look at you like, you guys don't know what you're doing. We're gonna do this. That happened the first time we went with a group of friends, but we'd had a few.
Well done. Well done. You guys get in because it's when you don't know the dish, it's quite difficult for you to order or intimidating to try it. But well done on you.
Well, I was with she was an Asian chick as well. Like she's half Filipino, half Australian. So she was.
She knew what she was doing.
And some of the guys did as well. Like they tried things. They weren't as clean as me on that. But I was already trying things at this point. But definitely loved the barbecue. And I love the way they were doing it. And they prepare. I was getting hungry because I love meat. And I was just like, oh my God, this is doing my head in right now. But it looked amazing food. So. I'll definitely check that out with my friends and we'll go there and I'll mention that I saw them on the show and things like that. And because I noticed he said one of them was working like Three Monkeys Cafe in West End, which he was the head chef there for a while. Which I've been there. I've been there a lot. Like that's a very popular one, obviously in West End. I remember when I first came over here. Good coffee too. And then one of the guys was working at the Bavarian, I think, Beer Cafe in Eagle Street as well, which
they're
I've been
both
there.
there,
Yeah. So
oh, okay. I haven't been there.
yeah, I've been there a few times a while ago, but it was good to see, and I like the way it's shot. Yeah, you do like the backstory on like how they've developed this restaurant and what they've done and where they've come from, and I thought that actually the daughter was a really good speaker on camera as well.
The daughter
of the other that had the Vietnamese.
Kateo Mai.
Yeah. She was very good at speaking on camera. I thought, is she hired on this or what? She was very good on camera.
She's been on camera. A few times I think.
Okay, well it showed. Yeah. She didn't have a problem with it. Yeah. Well, even the guys were pretty good. They even said a few sentences together at the same time at the start. And I'm like, did you guys tee that up or what?
Which one?
When they introduced the restaurant and they're talking about the charcoal.
The charcoal barbecue.
Where they say things at the same time.
That one we had to.
You rehearsed them on that.
Yes.
Just I was wondering that.
Introduction sentence. Yeah.
It was good. It was well done. But so how much of a handle on all that? Like you set up the whole show. That's your idea. That's your baby.
Oh, so Anthony Garcia had an. So BrisAsia is usually a physical event.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because of the COVID, he thought, if lockdown happens, we still need something. So documentary was the first time they actually tried it on for BrisAsia.
Yeah.
And so he, not him, but the producer of this, Flora Wong, she was in charge back then. So she asked me, so they had an idea of, they wanted to film restaurants, street restaurants. And so they already had cast, the selected restaurants. And then they wanted the intergenerational story, and they wanted to see them cooking and talking, eating, a documentary. And that's what I got.
That's what you did.
Oh yeah, and then they had the title Mother's Table. So and then with that, so okay, I'll make it work.
Yeah.
And then I had lots of annoying interview. I asked them lots of questions.
Yeah.
And then I had to map out how am I gonna make this? I didn't even know their story yet. But then they wanted to have this title of Mother's Table, but which I love.
Yeah.
And luckily they all had great stories.
Great stories, yeah.
Yeah, with their mother.
Yeah.
With the food. Yeah. So that was season 1. And then season 2 was I did casting and everything. So so season 2 I was approaching more like asking their stories first. So see if it could actually fit their, they could be good fit for Mother's Table.
Yeah, good.
So season 1 was lucky that they all could fit in Mother's Table. If their story couldn't fit in Mother's, table, then pro the title could be different.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. So how did they entrust you to do that then? Or did you have to submit for the first document?
No, they contacted me because, so before them.
That's pretty cool.
Before them, I made this short documentary called Weathering the Storm. It didn't go viral anywhere, but I made it and I received a small fund from BMAC, Brisbane Multicultural Arts Centre, during COVID. So, and then I put it on Facebook, and Gemma Trong, I worked with her for a different event. This was years ago, earlier than this. I hosted an event for her, for BrisAsia. And we've been on, Facebook friends. And she watched that documentary.
Yeah.
And she referred me to them that,
When they wanted to make it,
the documentary.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Especially like BrisAsia. I mean, it's probably a pretty big event usually, right?
BrisAsia, BrisAsia is huge. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool to get entrusted with that.
Yeah. So it was really, it was good. And then, at the end of season, when season 1 was released, first on the Brisbane Council website, through YouTube channel, their YouTube channel, and then it was the SBS on screened on SBS, demand. Yeah. And that was crazy. I was like,
that's pretty cool.
It's so good. Yeah,
it's good to have something streamed. So for those who don't know, SBS is one of the free-to-air television networks over here.
Yeah, in Australia.
Yeah, Australia. Yeah, so that's really cool, and it is up on YouTube as well if you want to check it out. And Street No.4 isn't yet. Well, it's
not in public yet.
Yeah. Are you going to release that, you think? Have you done your festival run with it, do you believe, or not?
It's nearly done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a short film distribution company approached me for the horror platform. And we are actually trying to decide.
Yeah. What you want to do with it. Whether you want to release it or not.
Yeah, to where we're going to release it. I would definitely want to release it somewhere. But where.
I mean, do you think that's going to alter anything you're doing with the feature then? If you is that in your mind about releasing it, or you're not really too worried about it?
I think it'll help us to grow some
funding and
I mean people audience. Yeah. People who would be who would be keen to watch.
I think so. Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
You want to watch the feature film?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, awesome. I'm interested. I mean, like it was really great. Like it's not easy to get audience into something like that. And like I'm a cinephile. Like I watch a lot of films over and over, and TV shows as well. But films are definitely my thing. I watch a lot, and it really just had me from the start. I loved the way too, like the sound design was done, and the sound editing. Okay, so just all of that jived together very well. Like it was a complete short film, which you don't always see them be complete like that. Yeah. There's good in places. You see things in it you like, and then you're kind of out of it. But like I was in it the whole way through. And that's why I was just like, I mean, maybe it didn't scare the hell out of me at the end, but it was, like it was intense. And like it was, like I was scared to the point of just the intent. Like, this scary intent that's enough for me. Like that's big to get that out of me, I thought. Really? And just to capture me through the whole way through. There was no lull points where I wasn't interested, where I wasn't watching it. I was just in it. I'm like, what's going to happen here to this lady? This is kind of crazy. This is wild. Like, it's funny because I think I've seen like the red boots thing in something else before, or maybe there's some element of that in The Conjuring. Is there with the little girl is in The Conjuring, isn't it? Isn't that the little girl that comes out of the well? I can't even remember.
Conjuring?
Yeah, is that The Conjuring?
Conjuring has a few children.
Yeah, because that makes it scarier, I think, when children are involved in that way. It's a little freaky like that. But so it's cool. I really, really enjoyed it, and I was really impressed with it. Yeah, so hats off to you. You're very well done. And everyone involved, obviously, because it was a complete effort, and it's not just one person doing the thing.
Yeah, so, I had an amazing team.
Yeah, and that really counts to build towards more things that you're doing, right? Is that those people around you, and they want to work with you. If they had fun in the environment on set, like they're going to want to work with you again.
I hope so. Imagine they go like, I'm never going to work. So,
do you see that lead actor or in your feature, or you're not sure yet?
That part. This is the feature filmmaking is it's very much business, I think.
It is, yeah. It's tricky, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Studios want people in the roles or depending on how you do it.
Yeah.
Do you hope to do it independently and get your own funding for it through various things, or do you?
No.
It's a lot harder that way.
It is. I mean, it is.
Yeah,
it's really hard. But
it is, yeah.
A lot of things are going through with me because I actually received a couple of contracts for this project.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different world, making short film and then feature film.
Oh, yeah.
And then the roles of producers, what they want. Things. It's I can't really tell a lot
idea
here,
is
but
that they have like certain people in the roles and things like that. It's a thing. There's a lot of politics when it comes to filmmaking.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
This,
well, that's good, and you're not deterred by it yet. That's a good thing because there's some horror stories you hear with people with films. Like I have friends that have done really well with independent features and funded things themselves or what have you, and then they've got other people on and then it's just, sometimes it turns into an absolute nightmare and people are charlatans, in the industry as well. And there's some horror stories that come through sometimes. I
want to listen to the details after this.
Well, some of the podcasts have been on it. Have been spoken about it a bit. Like a mate of mine, do you know Jeremy Rees-Hill?
I'm not sure.
I'm starting to wonder whether you might have... there's been a few. I don't know if you... anyway, he's spoken about... He had a few things. He's spoken about it on the podcast. Like he's a really talented writer, director. He's a great actor as well. But his main thing is writing and acting and editing and things like that. But as a filmmaker... But yeah, he had a run like with his first feature that I was in with him, Alpha Maschi. So Italian mafia film set on the Gold Coast. That's why I asked you about the thematic nature of like, because a lot of people that grow up here, it's cool that they're making it here and like representing, Queensland as well. But he's had things of like production companies that involved. I'm trying to recall exactly what he said, and I don't want to say too much that wasn't said because it may not have all been said. But there's some things happen. I've heard horror stories with other people like on directors, and that's just that are partnered up with people and. Relationships sometimes sour, and some people are in it for different things and it doesn't always work out. Well, let's just put it that way, softly, But that's cool. That's great. And you've got some people that are helping you and guiding you in the industry as well that have had experience. So that's a good thing to have lean on from, independent filmmaker that's trying to make their way in the higher productions, right? Like it's so important to have that because you can feel like you're all alone sometimes with that stuff and it gets very overwhelming. And you just want to make it at the end of the day. Yeah. And sometimes you make deals that you should, maybe you wouldn't have because you just like want to make it, right? It's, So are you expecting you need a decent budget to shoot something like this? Or are you going like... You want to do it that way. Yeah. Special effects side of thing, visual effects and things or...
we probably wouldn't need a lot of those.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
I
try to make it as cheap as it could be. But then, it's, originally I really wanted to make the limited, location and stuff, but the story kind of became a bit more than that. But I wanted to, try to make it with low budget. But it's still, we say low budget, but it's still expensive.
It's still expensive. Let's face it. So what are your inspirations then with filmmaking? Like what
inspirations?
Who are your inspiration filmmakers that you look up to or certain films? Do you have something like that or you're just like whatever?
So many people. There's so many people. There's so many people that I had to say. Pinpoint one person. But recently, this movie called Talk to Me. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I think I have.
So it's a YouTuber turned into filmmaker. They are doing really well. with
Okay.
this. Yeah,
With this
talk to me.
film. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
And,
it on? Is it on a streaming platform?
It's in the cinema now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they it was their first feature film, but like they have massive followers on YouTube,
Yeah.
like 6 million.
Well, that helps, and then it helps getting the funding to do that. Yeah.
But I mean, but then I heard actually their actual journey in making the movie, it took a long time for them, and they kept trying and trying.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh wow, that's really inspiring.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well, they have lots of followers. Of course, they're gonna be, they're
gonna
do
make
well.
it. Yeah.
But then no, it was not because they just had followers. They actually had to, did lots of work.
Yeah, it doesn't always translate. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they got lots of no's as well. So yeah. So
It happens. Yeah.
yeah. So no, I think what they did is amazing.
Inspiring story. Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of those going around, those kind of stories, and like some of those films, even from really good filmmakers and really good actors attached to it, that are just sitting there for like 10 years, 20 years sometimes, and haven't got made yet for whatever reason. I think like Ryan Reynolds was trying to make Deadpool forever, and I mean, there's even some like Scorsese films that they sat on for a long time with like Leonardo DiCaprio attached and stuff like that, and they didn't get made for a long time. It's crazy. Like the studios just don't want to do that right then, and then they just keep putting it off because they have a picture in mind for whatever they want to release or that said actor, and it's kind of crazy when you hear that. I've been sitting on that kind of script for such a long period of time and not making it, and then it comes out and it's amazing. You're like, oh. Well, maybe it was worth the wait. Maybe it should have been, like, does that have everything to do? When the stars align, they align, Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So what do you hope to do with your filmmaking? Like, what do you just want to scare people? Is that what it is?
I mean,
do you hope to inspire? Are you doing different films you want to have a crack at other than the horror genre?
Oh,
Yeah.
Actually, I started to make comedies.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't get to watch my old films. That's okay. Yeah, they don't look that good, so it's okay to skip them. But
did you send them to me on that link, or did you send them to me? Or?
Oh no, don't watch them.
I've seen the good one now. Yeah, don't watch the rest.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I started write comedies. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, I used to write lots of comedies before.
Yeah.
And no, I still like comedies, and also I like thrillers.
Yeah.
And I like horror.
Yeah.
And drama. Yeah, I think I like many different stuff.
And you wanna do those films as well?
Yeah. I do.
Do you think that, have you got something in mind that you'd want to tackle next like that? Or
oh yeah, there are a few projects I'm working on. So yeah. I don't know if there's if there's news, you'll see.
So you're working on a few scripts at the moment. Do you constantly, like, what's your sort of process like?
So with one, so I get to, develop the stories first, and so one project I submitted to get to develop one stage.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it here because
No, that's okay. No, I'm just wondering about your process.
So my process would be, so I have an idea, and then I try to play around, could this actually come to the end of, a story that could actually
go full circle.
Yeah. Then if I decided, yes, there's a, possibility.
Yeah.
Then and then I try to see how this could the story could develop until here.
And is that like jotting down like the characters or the plot points sort of thing?
Yeah.
Is that how you sort of start?
So the my notes gets really messy.
And only you can understand them.
So I have to go back and forth and then I write this character, and then I'm like, oh, actually, she needs to be this kind of thing, and then maybe she had this experience in the past, and she has this kind of parents.
Yeah.
So yeah, all these things.
The backstory starts to develop. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they need to have those stuff to be who they are.
Yeah. And for the audience to feel for them emotionally and things like that. Yeah. They want to root for them. Yeah. The hero character. Yeah. Yeah. And so you do that sort of thing. And then is there methods that you sort of take, or is it a lot what you learn at SAE that have you read other books or other filmmakers and stuff that like their way of filmmaking?
Yeah. It's like constant learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Writing is like constant learning.
Yeah.
And I usually try to follow the just 3-act structure.
Yeah.
But when I just have an idea, I just write down what could happen.
Yeah.
And then I I go structurally, like could this work, or should I swap?
The inciting incident, and what happens, halfway through and things like that.
And then does this have all those things that has to happen? Kind of thing. Yeah. I'm still learning.
Yeah. I mean, it's always the constant pursuit of learning, isn't it, in this creative industry?
And then some, amazing, films or TV shows come out, and then the things you've learned, and I'm like, hold on, that doesn't look like the one, but that's amazing, works, and like, oh, what is that?
So you take little bits from what you're watching sometimes, and you're like, oh, I think I can adapt that into my screenplay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I watch other people's film all the time, and I'm like, oh, that's so good. I want to do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
So do you find that, and do you get creative, do you have influence in situations that you've been in through life, and you like to put that into scripts?
Yeah. So, I mean, when I write, a lot of the characters comes from me.
Yeah.
Or people I know. When someone, a character plays, does stuff, and then I don't know, I get to imagine someone I know is similar to, this person would do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then, what that person could actually say here, or what that person would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I had lots of villains in my in my real life.
Yeah.
I had. Yeah.
Yeah. I had. They're gone now.
Hopefully, no more.
No more. I'm all saved up. I have a lot of inspiration to draw from.
I already have them.
Yeah. So, I mean, for you, so you came from Korea here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were born in Korea?
I was born in Korea, grew up in Korea.
Yeah. How long, when did you come to Australia?
2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how old were you then?
I was...
I shouldn't ask that, should I? Were you young?
I was in 20s.
Yeah, your 20s. Yeah, okay.
I was fully grown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came fully grown. Yeah. I think it affects your language because because I think seriously when you're formed with your the whole Korean language and come here learning English is it becomes your second language.
Yeah.
And it's very, this is very interesting because even though I don't use Korean that much, but then when I hear Korean, it's just so easy. But I think that's because I was growing up there.
Yeah.
And English, I have to focus a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's hard to learn another language, isn't it? I mean, it's crazy when people are like, bilingual and like multi-talented and like just know like 3 or 4 different languages. You're like, man, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to focus on that thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. Yeah. When someone speaks Spanish right in front of you, like, it's a sexy language. I like that. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you came here with family or?
No, I came here by myself.
Yeah.
So I had a working holiday visa when I first came here. Yeah. So it's some countries have the working holiday visa that you can have.
Yeah.
And then, I met someone.
Yeah.
And settled. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
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 And so is your family still over in Korea?
Yes.
Yeah. Do they come over here and visit you? Or is
Yeah,
it,
sometimes they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I visited Korea not long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw that maybe on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm planning to, post a bit more photos there.
Yeah.
I took so many photos.
Yeah, I bet.
And then, I don't really post a lot on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I want to show it.
Some from the vault. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it? Yeah, that's cool. So what do they think about you chasing filmmaking and acting and all that?
If I was staying close to my family, they probably have stopped me a long time
From
ago.
doing it. Yeah.
Because, it's hard to make money.
Oh, yeah. It's the hardest. Yeah.
Yeah. So, they probably, try to stop me.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm far away from them.
Yeah, and you can still, it's funny that sometimes you got to move out of home and the comforts, right, to really find yourself and what you're trying to do and what you want to do with your life, right? Yeah, I mean, similar thing, like coming from a small town in New Zealand and, there's not a lot of expectations on that. And you're like, oh, there's a big world out there. And you go on a little overseas trip and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like I can do a lot more. And all of a sudden you move over and you just like hit the ground running and try. It's hard to get yourself balanced. Even speaking English and coming over to Australia is really different. Like in I'd say a big city, because it felt like that at the start. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy.
So you came here by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I came over with a friend of mine. And his dad and grandma and stuff were over here, like for a Christmas one time. My mate Luke, and loved it. And I was just like, oh, I feel homely in Brisbane. Like I feel like I could live here. And then I was probably back like maybe not even a year or so. And then ended up just getting a job over here, and I just moved over here by myself. Yeah.
What was the job?
Just doing like working on cars, mechanic and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So like day job sort of thing like that. Unfortunately, I'm still grinding away at stuff like that as well, with doing a lot of other things on the side. But it is what it is, until I take my full opportunity and my moment to shine and things kick off that way, you just got to keep grinding away. It's tough. Yeah. I don't really like it that much. Like I don't really want to keep doing it, that's for sure. But it's great when you pick up the odd gig down the studios or something, you get out of the environment, you're like, oh my God, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like it feels so good to be around like creative people and everything. And it's just a different world to explore. Yeah. And it just, it's pretty amazing. Like, what it's like when you're like in the normal world, it feels like, and then you go down to that and you can just play around and be yourself, and just it's just huge. It's inspiring. It's amazing. It's fun. Like it's just everything cool and like make believe and playful and like if you said someone you're going to do that back like back then, they would have been like, you're crazy, man. Like what are you talking about? Maybe I am crazy, but I think everyone's a little crazy, so it's just sometimes you got to lean into it and tap into that crazy and see what comes from it, but but that's amazing. Like, it's so awesome to hear like the success you're having with the short film. And I was stoked when I saw that you're doing like filmmaking. I was like, oh, that's wicked. You're branching out, you're doing things, you're trying new things. And then it's awesome that you're getting like recognized by big festivals and getting in. And it's won some awards, right, as well, hasn't it?
Yeah. So, Tony won Best Actor award. And
what festival was that in?
That was Changing Face International Film Festival in Sydney.
Nice.
And then we won Best Horror Films from a few festivals. So Sparrowland Film Festival. And Brisbane Indie Film Festival.
He listens to the podcast. Yeah. We've talked a few times on Facebook. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, he worked on the project.
Yeah, I saw his name come up and I was like, oh, I don't know if I've actually met him in person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's lovely.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, I've spoken to him a few times. He seems really nice and I like that he's going out there and getting after it. Yeah, and creating his own festival and films and things like that. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And obviously, so is St Kilda probably one of the bigger ones you think you've got into that you've and been there opening night, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, opening night was amazing.
just to get selected into that is pretty awesome. And some of the LA ones, that's cool too, right?
Yeah, I couldn't attend them in person.
Yeah, I know, but it's still awesome that you got
It
there.
is still awesome, yes. Very awesome.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to share, talk about? We've covered a bit, but if
I think we covered a lot.
We covered a lot. Yeah.
How's your acting going?
Yeah, pretty good. Like I've had a few years of some low points as well, not doing as much. Personal things get, I wouldn't say in the way, but trying to figure out things and grow and evolve as a person, as a human, and then as an actor and a filmmaker and stuff like that as well. So I've had a few years of that in and out, when I first started in the industry, like I say, you hit the ground running, you're like, this is awesome. And you go so gung-ho at it, you forget to kind of protect yourself and your energy from all the people that you're welcoming in, and things can get a bit diabolical, so to speak, if you let it. But yeah, just a lot of growing moments and evolving, constantly as a performer and as a person. So that's great. But I'm shooting a film in a couple of weeks, so that'll be good to get on set. Yeah, and actually have some dialogue and all the rest of it. Yeah, that's good. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's a good short film. I like the concept of it, and I like the character I get to play, and I've got some decent dialogue in there, so I'm really looking forward to that, with my long laments, as I like when I get as a character. So that's cool. And I'm sort of working on a film at the moment, my own one, that originally started out as like a short film proof of concept. Now I've spoken about it a few times on the pod, but I really want to make it as a feature, to be honest. And I feel like I'm limiting myself as the short, but maybe I should make a little bit of a short, for the proof of concept of it. But like that just started to develop. Like I want so much in that story of the short that it's like, I can't see it being any shorter, either 15 to 20 minutes, which is a longer short. But that's what I like. I mean, that's one of the other ones, Grind, that I did, co-wrote with my mate AJ, and was the lead in. That was, I think that ended up being like 15 minutes, or maybe it was 13 or 14, but that's still, that's how I like to make the story, a decent story. But even then I had quite a few actors, in it. So it's like, obviously logistics of that is a lot to take on. But I can't see the short if I did it the way I was going originally. I hadn't really worked out like a fine-tuned of all the things like we spoke. So I've sort of gone down the road of, it's been recommended to me by Jeremy and stuff, Save the Cat by Blake Snyder.
Yeah.
So it's a great book with structure and everything. So that's what I've got going on in that other room with all the scenes and storyboarded and stuff like that. The more I hadn't really worked out that's like the blueprint of writing a feature, right? And I sort of had pretty much most of the elements all condensed into a short with that, the way he wants to do it. So I kind of really had it worked out. And then I just kept looking at it going, man, this deserves to be more, with more backstory to the characters and things like that, and a bit more of a journey. So I've sort of been, I just stopped for a little bit because I was like, I need this to marinate in my mind, because I was so going for that. And then I was like, no, I think it needs to be the feature. And so I stopped for a little bit and was doing some other stuff. And obviously you get auditions and things like that. And then I started the other day back on it, like starting to build those backstory scenes a little more. And I'm like, okay, I think I might need to do another round on the book and just keep going with that. But I'm still trying to really hone in, what I want to do with that one. Because the idea is so fresh, it's there. I've got like the characters. I know what I want to do with it. It's just whether I go on that way of, it's probably pretty ballsy to do a feature at this point. But then again, I've had friends that are doing that sort of stuff at the moment and just winging it, and just going for it. Do you know Candace Hill?
Yeah.
So she was
on the podcast,
she was on a few weeks back. Probably 2 months now. But she was just about to go do her experimental feature film that she did, that they shot in like a week or two or something. Yeah. And she, it was inspiring. She's just going for it. And she was one of the ones that are at the end. She's just like, talked about, the letting go point of like caring so much. She's like, why aren't I getting these? She's a really good actress. And I worked with her on Hard Knock Life, actually. We had some good scenes where she brings the crazy, which she's so good at doing. So I talked to her a lot about it. It was pretty inspiring to and fro with her, and it kind of cemented in my mind. I'm like, nah, I think I should just go for it, But it is ballsy when like I've done a few shorts and stuff like and web series and stuff like that with other people, but I haven't written solely by myself and done a short. So I'm like, oh, is it really a lot to bite off? But I think the story's there, and I'm sure I've got some people I can lean on with some advice. But yeah, so that's sort of doing that at the moment, and just constantly auditions and things like that. You know, had a check in with my agent the other day, so that was good. And other than that, I got that short film coming up, and I'm just working on my own stuff. And
that's good.
Yeah, a couple of feelers out on some things, but it's not happening for a little while. So yeah, that's about as much as I can say right now. That's so good. Yeah, but just constantly working at it and trying to get after it. I'm going to update my reel scenes, and I've been talking to some people, and I might write a couple of things for that. So that'll be good practice, you know, as well. Write a few scenes. Like I've got a couple that I want to do out of some films. But yeah, I think for what I want for me and casting and my friends that I want to do the scenes with, I'll probably write a couple of things, I think, for that, and just do that and just keep getting after it. That's sort of that's the way I'm going with it. So but it's been amazing to have you on the podcast and share your story, and it's great to hear the success you're having in Street No.4 and Mother's Kitchen as well. Mother's Table, Kitchen. Geez. I don't know why I'm thinking about that right now, but that's where the recipes come from half the time, isn't it? And then it gets developed. Yeah. Mother's Table. Okay. Guys, you can check it out on YouTube as well. Those things, and hopefully Street No.4 will get introduced soon. And watch this space, because Lark's doing awesome things, and it's coming out. And, it's going to be good. So I wish you all the best of everything that you're doing. And
you too.
I can't wait. Thanks, and I can't wait to see what happens with this feature and everything.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Righto, guys. That's us. We're out.
Bye.